Good Tuesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy with Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SporTZ right here on YouTube and Facebook. I hope you are having a great start to your work week, to your week. We are approaching the last week of June. We about to be over in July next week, and we getting that heat wave early here in Texas. We already done saw one day of triple digits, well, at least not in Tyler just yet, but in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, they've already had an 100-degree day, and that's kind of early. So it is summer. It is what you expect in Texas, so here we are. So, yeah, we're going to talk a little Tuesday afternoon sports updates. We're just going to give you all a little sports hustle news and notes on this great Tuesday. Make sure you come in, make sure you like, share this to all your social media platforms. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Again, that's Kendrick Sports Hustle, SporTZ, HustLE. Make sure you like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook. And also, you can like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook, as well as you can subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube as well. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969 and on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. So we're good. We hope you all having a good Tuesday. We're gonna see if anybody gonna pop in. I know it's 4:00. Again, I said this, I think, on another live stream. My schedule is a little bit different than the most regular people because I work overnights, and then I'm off on Tuesday mornings and Sunday mornings. So that's weird. So a lot of times people are doing their thing at work, and that's all good. It's okay. And again, we're going to talk a little sports. We're going to be in and out of here again. I just wanted to give you my normal Tuesday afternoon sports hustle news and updates. As far as a big sports day, it's been pretty slow day today. Nothing real major. Everybody's really talking about it. We're going to talk about that. The Lakers did introduce J.J. Redick as the next head coach. They had their press conference on yesterday, and I listened to it. It was some interesting sound coming from Mr. Redick himself. Again, make sure you come in, comment, and like. Let me know where you're watching from. Don't be hiding in the bushes. You can comment. Let me know where you're watching, where you're watching from, and again, share this to your social media platforms. But again, the Lakers introduced J.J. Redick as their next head coach on yesterday. Speaking of the Lakers, they got 3 first-round draft picks. I know they got one from the Pelicans with the Anthony Davis trade that they have now, which I think that's a 17th pick, as well as they got 2 other first-round picks. And so they got some things happening. And, oh, by the way, the NBA draft kicks off on tomorrow. It's tomorrow and Thursday. It kicks off tomorrow on ESPN, I believe at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Thursday, it will pick back up at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, again, the NBA draft is coming up. That starts tomorrow. But the Lakers, again, they had their press conference with J.J. Redick, and he had a couple of interesting things that I took notes on that I said that I was going to kind of my response to it. Redick claimed that he and LeBron James never talked about the Lakers' job until the Thursday morning that he was offered the job. That I find hard to believe. And you say that you and LeBron James are good buddies, y'all great friends, y'all do a podcast together, and you all never talked about the Lakers' job during the whole Laker interviewing process. I don't believe J.J. Redick. I just don't believe that. I think that anybody that's close friends with somebody and you're up for some sort of job, you're interviewing, you're gonna bounce that off that person. You're gonna even say, hey, I got an opportunity. I may be able to take a new gig, this and that. And I think the average person that has a close friend, especially if you're doing podcasts and you work together, you're going to mention that. So I find that one hard to believe. I don't believe J.J. Redick. I don't believe that was the case. I think he and LeBron did talk about it. Now, as far as in depth, did they talk about it on every day? Probably not. But you cannot sit here and tell me that you and LeBron James never talked about him becoming the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Then I got some land in Timbuktu that I can sell to somebody if that's the case. So no, he can miss me with that one. I definitely didn't believe that. He did say that as far as the Mind the Game podcast, that will cease. You know, he won't be doing any podcasting, even his other one, obviously, which I kind of knew that probably was going to happen because when were you going to have time to do that? He did say that that could be something that he could pick back up, during, the summer months or whatever, if he has time. But as far as the podcasting, the Mind the Game, whatever that they've already recorded that they've put in the can, that's it. As far as that will be running on YouTube and on Spotify, wherever else it may be. And I clicked this one too as well. He's Reddick says that he's big on analytics, and when we talk about analytics, that's the numbers game. So that's going to be something that he's going to be big on. Quite frankly, I think analytics is overrated. I think stats are good. I mean, I think it tells you certain things, but it doesn't give you the whole story. I don't think analytics gives you the whole story of a basketball player. I still think you have to use your eye test and what are they skill set? What are they big? What are they pluses and minuses as far as their strengths and weaknesses? Analytics can kind of give you an insight on that, but at the end of the day, I think you can't lean on analytics all that much. Reddick says that that's going to be part of his coaching strategy, I guess you could say. He's going to be definitely big on the analytics part. And also, he got some people were complaining about it. They thought he was a little bit unprofessional with his foul language. Me personally, it didn't bother me one bit. At the end of the day, I think we all are humans, and sometimes we do what humans do, and curse words aren't hurting anybody. I think we all grown, so I didn't have a problem with him kind of using some foul language. He did seem a little defensive to me at times, especially about one question was asked about the naysayers and about those it's gonna question his resume, which we all question. He's never coached at any level. He's not been a head coach, so he kind of just shut up through the ranks. And that's cool. Nepotism at its finest. He knows people in high places. I think we all should. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Now, again, I still think that they overlooked some qualified candidates. I think Sam Cassell would have been a good fit. But as I said in the other live stream, the Lakers' job really isn't that attractive when you really look at it. Is it that attractive? The shine on that diamond isn't as bright as it used to be, in my opinion. Back in the 90s and the 80s. Toward the latter half of the 2000s, the shine started dulling a little bit after, Phil Jackson and Kobe retired and Jerry West, the late great Jerry West, after they left the organization. I think some of the shine has left that. But again, we're going to see how he does. He's definitely going to have his hands full. Speaking of that, how are you going to be able to coach your two stars? Now, Rob Pelinka also said that LeBron James was really hands off on his coaching search. I don't believe that either. He said Anthony Davis was more involved. I get that, but I still think LeBron James and Clutch Sports, Rich Paul, they were stirring the pot. They definitely had some insight. They had, I ain't gonna say so, but I believe they definitely gave their 2 cents worth on whoever was going to be the next coach, and they were going to sign off or sign on whoever it may be. So I believe Rob Pelinka wasn't telling the whole truth when he said that as well. Now, speaking of LeBron James, he has a $51.4 million player option he has to decide on June the 29th. If he opts out of that, then he becomes an unrestricted free agent July 1st. All reports are saying that's probably what he's going to do. The Lakers going to end up offering him a 3-year max deal, which is $162 million over those 3 years through the 2026-2027 season. And obviously, if he plays out that deal, then he would be 42 years old. So that's the deal with LeBron, and I think that he's probably going to opt out, and I think they're just going to redo a new deal, and he will stay in the purple and gold. So again, the Lakers did introduce J.J. Redick as their next head coach on yesterday during the press conference. Again, I watched it from beginning to end, and my thoughts is I think he's I think JJ Redick is the right now fit. Is he the right fit for the long term? I don't think so, but I think he fits right now because of LeBron James. That's my opinion on that. So the Lake Show, we're gonna see. It's gonna be a reality show in LA this upcoming next season. Let's talk about the Olympic track and field trials that's going on in Eugene, Oregon. We already got Dallas's own Sha'Carri Richardson. She's already won her 100 meters there, so she will represent the U.S. in the 100 meters, and she will be running the 200 meters as well. That kicks off on Thursday with the finals, 200-meter finals coming on Saturday night. Salute to Sha'Carri Richardson, man. You know, I don't want to say she's redeemed herself. I think she's just matured. She's found her thing. We noticed that she's doing her thing. She looks very strong. She looks like the woman to beat in that 100 meters right now. Can she make it in the 200 meters? We will see this upcoming weekend. She ran a 10.71 in that 100 meters, which is the fastest time in the world this year. Melissa Jefferson, and as well as Twanisha Terry, also will represent the U.S. in the 100 meter. And also Noah Lyles, he took care of business in the 100 meters as well. He's going to do that. He's going to represent and looking probably do it in the 200 meters too. Let's talk about this young 16-year-old track phenom by the name of Quincy Wilson. If you haven't heard of him, he broke a world record that I think had been on the books for 42 years for the under 18 400 meter record. He first broke it on Friday with a time of 44.66, and then he turned around on Sunday and broke his own record of 44.59, which got him into the men's 400 meter finals, which took place last night. Unfortunately, the young fella was not able to finish in the top three. He came in sixth with a time of 44.94. But what can you say? 16-year-old Quincy Wilson out of Potomac, Maryland, via Virginia. He's originally from Virginia. His parents moved to Maryland to get him into a private school at Bullis High School, where they had a real strong track and field program. And look here where he is, 16 years old. He was able to make it to the 400 men's finals. Again, unfortunately, he finished in sixth, but he could be added to the 4x400 relay pool. Just depends on the United States, USA Track and Field Association, how they do that. They could choose him to be part of that pool. And if he does, he would be the youngest male athlete ever to be added to take part in the Olympics. So we're rooting for this young fella. Again, Quincy Wilson, he's 16 years old. He doesn't even have his driver's license. But again, he looks like he's going to have a strong career ahead of him in that 400 meters in track and field. And he already has an NIL deal. Yeah, he signed that back in September with New Balance. So we want to give a shout out to that young man, Quincy Wilson. If you didn't know about him, I actually produced a segment on him on Kendrick Sports Zone, so you can go check that out and tell me what you think in the comments. So what else was going on in the world of news today? I think that's about it. That's about all we want to talk about. Again, the Olympic trials are still going on at the University in Eugene, Oregon. That's big. Again, we got the NBA draft coming up on tomorrow and Thursday. So it's kind of a slow sports is kind of slowed down. Obviously, we got baseball going on. I think I don't keep up with hockey, but I think, was it the Florida Panthers? I think they won the Grey Cup. I think that went down last night. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong about that. And what else is going on? That's about it. I'm looking to hopefully produce a segment on Saturday with former Baltimore Ravens Tyus Bowser, linebacker. He has a football camp that he's going to be doing here in Tyler, Texas, at Tyler High School, where he went. Was one of the great Tyler High Lions. He would go on to play college ball at the Houston Cougars, and then he would become a second-round draft pick of the Baltimore Ravens, and he spent 7 seasons with the team. They released him a couple of months ago. Then there's some other issue that he's filed a grievance about against the Ravens, so we're going to see that. But I want to see if I can go get some footage of him at this camp on Saturday. Hopefully I can get some sound with him as well. So that's something I'm looking hopefully to produce on Saturday. I do want to mention, I didn't want to end on a sad note, but got to report this, that boxing legend, one of my favorite boxers of all time. Matter of fact, in my top 5, Roy Jones Jr. Unfortunately, some tough news. His one of his sons, 32-year-old DeAndre Jones, actually unalived himself on Saturday at the young age of 32. Roy Jones Jr. will post that on his social media platform. He will make that announcement, and it's such a sad story. As a parent, and I have 3 children. A 32. I have a 31-year-old, 29-year-old, and a 27-year-old, and I definitely would be heartbroken if I would have to bury any one of them before myself would, go on my peaceful journey. So I can only imagine that's a tough deal for a parent to have to bury your child. So definitely we sending peace, love, and light out to Roy Jones Jr. and his family. And again, in the death of his 32-year-old son, DeAndre. So that was also something that went down as well. So again, I am Kendrick the Sports Guy. Again, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to Kendrick Sports Hustle right here on YouTube. That's SporTZ HUSTLE. Make sure you like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook, as well as TFG Sports Media on Facebook, and subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube. You also can follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969 and on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. So again, this is my Tuesday Sports Hustle news update that I give to you every Tuesday around 4 o'clock. Again, if any type of breaking sports news, any of that stuff happen, make sure you keep it locked here again for all your sports news reports, live streams, and entertainment. And don't forget, very important, click that notification bell to be alerted when new content live streams are headed your way. And also, if you want to contribute to the channel, you can hit my Cash App right there. That's in the ticker. I'm looking to build this platform as well as TFG Sports Media. And this is my passion. So I like doing that. So again, you guys have a good one. And we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.